I love to garden almost as much as I love my chickens, but I do love my chickens more. But we're gonna do another quick tour of the gardens and see how much things are growing. So I continue to take cuttings of the different mints and I plant them around the outside of the coop. And I have my impatiens. They love the flowers. It's a quick way for treats. I just pick some flowers and toss them in, and they do love that. So here are these guys. And there's my bees. Then over here I have more mint, and I have nettles, and then I have my hydrangea. The bees like that. And in between the bees and the hydrangea, those are my elderberry bushes, and there's an elderberry bush back there. So that's slowly coming along. And then this garden, which isn't the greatest, but it's doing okay. So we have a few beans, but if you're gonna really have beans, you need more than one plant, because I have a few, like you can see, but I don't think having 6 beans is going to be enough for a meal. So not good for a meal, but they're growing. That one was doing okay, and then I don't know what happened, so that kind of petered out. And I have some random stuff. There's comfrey there, and there's my more impatiens, and I have impatiens back by the other coop. Then I have that thing. That's like an elephant ear, some kind of big hosta. So funny story with that. I got it as a gift for my sister-in-law, well, the bulbs, for my sister-in-law several years ago, and they were not what she wanted. So she did plant some, but she didn't want them, so I took the rest, and I just put it in a pot, because I guess these do better in tropical. So it comes in during the winter and kind of dies down, but it's doing really, really well this year. So we got that. Then I have my, this is golden seal. Not doing very well though. Neither is that one, but those are right there. And I have no clue. Oh, what is that? That's spaghetti squash. So there's all kinds of squash over here. We'll see how that does. Then these are the sprouting trays I have for my chickens. I need to put more dirt. I threw some seeds in there, but I do need to add more dirt. I gave it to them. I was going to make a tray to cover the top so they couldn't rip all the roots out, but I didn't do it. And I ended up with a bunch of dirt. So I'll have to fix that. Then I do have calendula down there. I have some kale. And then over here I have my butterfly weed. And I'm really, really, really hoping that the monarchs will lay some eggs and go to town on the butterfly weed. I had some a few years ago and I loved watching them, and if you go back in my videos you will be able to find the video, and I had I think like maybe four caterpillars, but they ended up eating pretty much the whole plant before they went, I guess did their cocoon and turned into a butterfly. Unfortunately though, I could not even find where they did their cocoon, so I wasn't able to track or see what happened. I hope they did, but I don't know. But I did watch them eat away the plant. So this is one of those plants that you have in your garden that if a monarch does find it and they lay eggs and the babies get it, they're going to eat pretty much the whole thing. So you got to be okay with that. And it does come back every year, and it does spread. So you can see I have some over there as well. Then right here is my sage. So it's got some flowers on it, but that's all right. I don't care. I like it. And then Over there is my lavender, and I have some phlox, and right next to the lavender I do have some yarrow that's in there. This is my lettuce. I just cut it all back. The chickens had some the other day, and I have carrots growing next to that. And then there is some lettuce and kind of weeds in the third one. I didn't weed it quick enough, and now I can't really tell the difference, so I'm just leaving it be. Then I have, this is plantain. It's wild, but very good to have and know where it is. This, if you have a bee sting or any of that, you can chew a little bit of this and put it on there. And maybe I'll make a separate video just on the plantain and tell you some of the uses, what you can do with it and how to use it. There's a better view of my lavender. And look, I forgot, it's covered by my butterfly weed, but I have thyme down there. There's my thyme. And here's some mint back there. And that's about it for this garden. These, I do kind of forget to water, but I have Thai basil. I have, this is, I think, holy basil, regular basil, and more regular basil. There's some dill, some more dill. I don't water these enough. There's chives, and I didn't finish planting stuff. I gave a lot of my plants away. I had so many, and I just didn't, anything that was a perennial, I tried to put in the ground. So this pot really isn't big enough, but this is my spoon tomatoes. And look, it's got the flowers, so I can't wait to see how that grows, but I will probably replant it in the ground so it grows better. Some sunflowers there. Montauk daisy, that'll be in the fall. We'll have some beautiful flowers for the bees. And then up here I have more basil. That's holy basil, more holy basil, and this bone set. And then these are brown sugar tomatoes. I got to plant them or do something, give them to somebody. They're not growing because they're in those little pots. There's some more thyme. This is lavender. There's my lemon tree. So that's what I have up here. And then up here, the bees love this little thing. This is where I just do cuttings. So I have my mints, and I have some elderberry in there. And I think I was trying to, the sage, I don't know, just throw some things in there and see what happens. Then this little tomato, it's not doing that great, but that grew on its own, so must have been some seeds there. Have another tomato right here. Then these are my paprika. I got to get those in the ground. And these are peppers. You got to get those in the ground, because you can see this is my other paprika. This is one I got in the ground. This one did start a little bit sooner than the other one, but you can see how good that looks. And then I have my comfrey right here, more dill, there's chamomile, and I have bone set. I have tomatoes in the very back, and here are, I think those are, what do you call it, cucumbers. And I have, let's see, there's a tomato, I have rosemary, and then chamomile, and there's yarrow next to it. This is all holy basil. These got really big. My sunflowers are growing, no flowers yet, but they are getting big. And then you can see my jumble of tomatoes that seed themselves every year. And we do have tomatoes in there. They're just not ready, but there are, you can see, we do have tomatoes. And then I have artichokes down here, more artichokes over there, more holy basil. Here is my squash. I have my edamame, more tomatoes, my blackberry. You can see the blackberries. This year we finally have quite a few. I can't wait for those to grow. Then we have my tomato. There's more tomato back there, more here, and you can see I already have a couple of tomatoes that are doing well. Oh, I gotta stake that one up, it fell over. And then there's some wild tomatoes that just must have fallen and the seeds are growing there. More tomatoes, more tomatoes. My blueberry, which I have one blueberry. Again, let's see, where is it? Can you see it? Right there, one blueberry. Well, not gonna feed an army with it, but I might get to try it. We'll see what happens. And then here's my medicinal herb garden. And I have the lovage, I have marshmallow root, and then self-heal and bone set. And my comfrey got really big, and look at the pretty flowers on my comfrey. There's more plantain and horseradish. So, and then, okay, these don't get enough water. They're not doing well, but maybe they'll grow. That is my cilantro, and here's my corn. So that is a quick tour of my garden, and you can see how much it's grown since the last time. I can't wait for the sunflowers. I used to plant the whole row here with sunflowers, but I found that the tomatoes did so well here, so I had to make a decision, and that's the first year I planted the tomatoes, and then now they just seed themselves. So, but I did stake out a section right here because I love the sunflowers. So I have them too, but everything's kind of spread around everywhere. But that is my garden.